out there again. What's unbelievable? Our offense when we needed it, bangs, all that. We'll get to this here in a minute, but I'm telling you, man, you don't know how to ride it. You don't know what's going to happen. You just find a way to win, okay? You find a way to win. The big thing this week is going to be Green Bay, right? We got about 3 days off here. Not 3 days off, but 3 days to get ready for it. All right, and then we go 2-0. We go 2-0. All right, we just won one. 1 of 3 basically at home. That's a way to just hang in there, man, and find a way. All right, give me this. Here, game ball. All right, the first one here. I'm not even going to go through stats. Hutch, come on, man. That's a hell of a start. Big time, dude. Big time. I appreciate you, fellas. This next stretch, man, this is step 1. We gotta keep going. We got bigger goals than this, and we know that. 5 punts, 200 yards, 40-yard average, 4 inside the 20. I'm pretty sure 3 of those were inside the 10, man. You talk pass the defense if they like that.
Everybody on the punt team, man. It takes everybody to play on punt and to do our job, so thank you guys.
This is going to go to a player, but this does involve everybody, man. It involves more than him, but my guy is electric, all right? 15 carries, 219 yards. 11 catches, 45 yards, 1 tug. That's 264 total scrimmage yards. Jahmyr again.
Just keep it rolling. Love y'all.
Hey, all right, man, let's run. Let's get ready, man. Get your bodies back ready to go this week. It's going to be mental, man. It's mental, and it's all about recovery. Proud of you guys. That's the way to hang in there and get this one. Break it down.
Hey, way to fight, fellas. Way to fight. Use this feeling for the next one. Use it. We know what this one's about. What out there? What do you think?
I ain't never lost. Never in my life.
What's good? What's good, YouTube world? It's your man BDB, man. We're going to talk about my Detroit Lions pulling off the impossible versus the New York Giants, man. Hey, that was a fucking crazy roller coaster ride of a game, man. I knew Jameis Winston was going to bring it. I told y'all I'd much rather play Jackson Dart than Jameis Winston because he throws that fucking ball. You know, sometimes he'll throw 4 or 5 picks, but he for sure throw 400-500 yards and 4 touchdowns as well. This game, he only threw 1 pick, and he was carving us the fuck up from go. From go, we couldn't do nothing with them. Every trick play was working. Everything they was doing, it was just cooking us, man. Our defense had so many issues. Golf is still having issues, man. If it wasn't for, thank God for Gibbs saving the day, man. Because if it wasn't for Gibbs, there's no way we'd have won this game. If we had to rely on Golf to march down and get us some tutties, man, I had no faith in that fourth quarter, man. Well, he was just playing awful to me, man. Constantly staring down St. Brown, man. It's either St. Brown or check down at this point, man. St. Brown or check down. He refuses to hit James Williams. He refuses to, find Khalif Raymond, even Brock Wright, man. He got to get them way more looks and catches, man. He's just constantly always going to St. Brown. I feel like that's to our detriment. That's why our 3rd down conversion rate is so low at this point, man. Even our 4th down is getting terrible because he's only looking for one person. Overall, man, I'm happy with the comeback. The defense, they got to stop them when they needed to get the stop, which is dope. Hutch got the 1 sack, but I don't think he at all affected the game. Aside from the 1 sack at the end, cool. He closed it out, but I didn't feel his presence or any of the D-line for that matter the whole game, and I felt like Giants had their way, man. They had their way pretty much the whole game. Through the air, they was fucking cooking us, man. They were cooking us, and we just didn't really have any answers, man. Any answers. Gibbs absolutely saved the day, man. We're gonna check out some of the stats, but first we're gonna check in on the presser, the post-game presser. Let's hear what Dan Campbell, had to say, and then we'll go over some of the stats, how that game went. And I'll go over, show y'all, Gibbs and everybody. St. Brown balled out too. I just think Golf targets them too much, but let's check it out. Let's see what Dan Campbell talked about after the game.
All right. give credit to that team, man. They, they played hard, threw the kitchen sink at us, but we knew they would. I mean, that's what the tape said. So, good luck, Preston. See, there you go, buddy. Good luck. Man, I'm proud of the guys. I mean, we hung in there. We fought. You felt like the next series was going to be the one that we were going to get the upper hand, and we did. It's not easy to hang in a game like that where there's things that aren't going perfect. But at the end of the day, when we need it most, man, guys showed up. Golf showed up, St. Brown showed up, Hut showed up, Gibbs showed up, O-line, D-line, man, our coverage aspect, rocking those guys, getting Reed back. Anyway, it was just, man, it wasn't perfect. There are things to clean.
I don't think Goff showed up at all, but the other people, salute. I don't think Goff showed up.
Certainly.
I don't think he showed up in the last few weeks.
Came down to the wire, had to win in overtime, but I'll take that win. That's a good win.
What can you say about Gibbs? Just the impact that he has week after week and big play after big play, Dan?
He's electric. And he's a game changer. I'm going to give credit to that O-line because I thought they really dug in today and did a good job. And receivers, as always, you don't get those knockout runs unless your receivers are blocking.
Yeah, shout out to the O-line, man. Two things I want to say. One, they did a hell of a job blocking in the run and even the pass game. They did a way better job than they've been doing over the last few weeks. Two, with the loss of Laporta for the year, the one thing that we do get, I think Brock Wright is a much better run blocker. Pass blocker when he has to also, but a much better run blocker. So I believe that's a big reason why Gibbs was able to break out the way he was breaking out, because Brock Wright is really, really good in pass blocking. Not to say that, run blocking. Not to say that Laporta isn't, because he's a solid blocker as well. But Brock Wright is better at it. I'm going to let him keep rocking, though.
Gibbs, he's electric. And, when he found a crease, he was going to the house. This was not about first downs and, picking up a few yards or exploiting. This guy's going to the house, and he's got the juice to make it happen. He's got vision. He's a difference maker. So he bailed us out today in a big way.
Overtime run specifically, what's just going to your mind the second you see him find a little bit of a crease like this?
And really that's when you're hoping it's like, all right, man, he finds a crease here. And sure enough, he did. And it was well blocked. He didn't take much for him. You get a hat on a hat, and he's going to find it, and then he's got home run speed. So,
yeah, Gibbs bailed us out of this game, man. He saved the fucking day. Man, I definitely love Gibbs, man. He's a big help on this team, man. I think if Goff can just go through all his reads, man. I know this is crazy to say because he was a potential MVP. For a period during the season, even I was like, man, Goff is really, really good. But once the offensive line started having breakdowns, Goff started getting real panicky, and I don't think he's recovered since. This was a good blocking day for the offensive line. And he still was panicked, man. He still would not go through his progressions. He was just going right to St. Brown. And, St. Brown did cook up. He had a nice game, but it still was a lot of opportunities I seen out there that was missed, man. I just feel like Goff needs to go through his full progression. We shouldn't have struggled as bad as we struggled versus this team, even though their defense is okay. I just felt like we should have been able to score better on them. And for the most part of the game, we struggled to score, put up points on these Giants, man. They locked in for majority of the game. I'm letting them go.
It's a good job all the way around hanging in there. There again, good win. It's a good win. It's not perfect, but listen, we'll take it.
Second game went up the clutch. Jake Bates with the field goal.
Yeah, big kick. That was a big kick. That was big time, and for him, he's there again, he's clutch. When we need him most, he goes out there and he makes the kick for us. That's not an easy kick. I don't know what that was, 60 yards, somewhere in there. So, but they have to go out there and ensure that we're able to get this in overtime. That's a big kick, man. And it took a lot of our guys making big time plays in critical moments, And for some of the things that didn't go well, those were the things that did go right, and that's what wins in this league.
Inside the headset in overtime, and basically, was it going to be Gibbs all day? Was it going to end with Gibbs in your mind that drive?
It was going to be him somewhere in there for sure. I wanted to lean on him, but I was going back and forth on who exactly we may start with, But I had a good feeling. I think we all did about Gibbs. You could feel it today, and we were blocking him pretty good. It was a good job, and he finished it.
Yeah, this is so tough, man, because Gibbs had an explosive day, so you can't really argue with Dan Campbell's decision to go with Gibbs, man. But the last few weeks, I've noticed since he's taken over the play calling, Montgomery might have had 10 carries in both games combined, man. And the last game especially, I feel like Montgomery versus Eagles was actually getting some yards. And, we wanted Dan's just a gambler, man. And he just likes the home run. He likes the idea that Gibbs can break at any moment and score the tutty. I believe is more appealing to him than Montgomery grinding out 4 or 5 yards, and having to get first down at the first down at the first down. That's my personal opinion on Dan Campbell's personality and what he's into. But I feel like that's the reason that he's not finding opportunities for Montgomery to carry the ball, man. And I feel like Montgomery's been running solid, and I feel like we don't want to run Gibbs into the fucking ground because we're going to need him if we make the playoffs. If we're going to go on the playoff run, last thing we need is for Gibbs to get hurt, because we went from a 50-50 running back or even a 60-40 running back combination to now it's looking like really 90-10 the last few games, man, 85-15. And I just don't want Gibbs to get hurt, man. So I think he got to figure out how to get Montgomery back more incorporated.
Times, guys coming up big. Maybe it wasn't the cleanest game start to finish, but when you needed it, your biggest players, your most important players came up with big time plays. What does that say about your team and about those guys that moment comes and they deliver?
Well, I mean, that's our guys, right? I mean, that's the core of our group here. That's why we have the guys that we have, because they are resilient. And even when we're off just a little bit, when we need it most, those guys can resort back to their training, man. Just stay in the moment, and man, you're about to get my best rep, and it's competitive, and they believe they can will it to happen, and they make plays, man. And no different than what Hutch did there at the end of the game. That's a huge fourth down when we needed it. So. That's our guys, man. I trust our guys.
Keep it a being. Again, like I said earlier, Hutch ain't do nothing for majority of that game. He had that big sack at the end. That was great. But this game versus Green Bay, man, he absolutely needs to wreck the game, man. I need to feel him on at least 65% of the plays that Green Bay has on offense. I need to feel Hutch's presence. I did not feel his presence the whole time they played the New York Giants. Comment down below. Let me know if y'all felt Hutch's presence throughout that game, because I did not.
Some passing plays in the game, but came up big there at the end in regulation to give Bates a chance there. And then obviously in overtime too. Just talk about the effort there on those 2 series specifically.
And then he wrong, man. He know damn well Bates deserved a game ball for sending it to OT, and that with that long field goal, man. That was a great fucking field goal that I didn't believe he was gonna make. But a 59-yarder, send it to OT, that was tough.
Give you guys a chance. Maybe it wasn't their perfect day.
Yeah, well, number one, the protection was good, man. Those guys up front did a heck of a job, and gave Goff a minute to see it. And then just his procedure in 2 minutes, I thought was great. He did a really good job. And there again, guys made plays, man. They stepped up and made plays, got ourselves in position. We would like to finish that without going in overtime if we could. We'd like to try to get in position where we could score a touchdown, but didn't quite get there fast enough. That's all right, man. You do what you got to do with the time that you're given or what you got left, and then Bates finished it out for us. But it was good. Those guys were on the same page. Saint made some big plays for us, and there again, Goff, he ran the show.
Defense going up with a few stops there in overtime and in the end there to be huge for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, big time. What they were able to do. I mean, that stop before we got the ball back was huge. Down there in the red zone. I mean, that was huge. That's what gave us a chance. I already had to use 2 of my timeouts, and so you don't want to say it's over, but it becomes very, very difficult. You got to score in a hurry, and you got to get an onside kick. Whereas that changed the whole game with that stop. So defense once again stepped up for us.
Yeah, I forgot about that play. That was absolutely huge. They went for it on 4th down. They wanted to end the game. And the defense came up with a huge stop, and we hadn't been stopping them at all throughout that game, and that was a big stop, man. I think it was 4th and 2, if I'm not mistaken. And the pass got broken up, but that was a great stop by the defense, man. We did our thing, and that was a big play, and that changed everything, because instead of going up 6 and making us have to march down and get a touchdown, they stayed at 3, and even when Goff, I think Goff kind of he took a sack late in that game-winning drive or whatever, which forced us to have to kick a field goal. I think it was a sack. But it was a negative play, man, and then we ultimately had to kick a field goal. If we was down 6, obviously that wouldn't have been an option. So that was a big play by the defense.
And look, there's things we can clean up. I know that, but there was a number of things that we got thrown our way that we adjusted to. We got hit on. They're not always going to all be that way, but there again, when we needed it most, man, those guys stepped up.
Can you explain what happened after this fight that led to the timeout?
Yeah, so just, man, the headset, communicate, I don't know what happened with that. You know, to be honest with you, I just know I couldn't get to him. So I don't know if something happened. I don't know. You know, the procedure of what goes on from me to him to, it was just one of those oddball weird deals where, thank God it didn't cost us to where I had to use it. Was I really? Well, I think the big thing was we couldn't give up a touchdown, you know, for sure, because as long as we could keep it within one score, you're good to go. But yeah, I mean, I'll take anything I can get. We thought they would probably go for it. I mean, he went for it a number of times. He did that with Green Bay last week too, and that was a big stop. So look, anything's going to help. Any fourth down stop, I'm going to feel good, right? You're going to feel relieved. You feel better, you know, because certainly you don't have to go the distance anymore. You're trying to win the game, but you're just trying to get in position where you can at least tie it and go finish it in overtime.
The big plays that they hit, why were they just able to hit some of those explosives so consistently?
Well, there again, there was a number of gadgets they threw at us that got us. Some of it, man, he was able to kind of worm his way out of there, and that's what Winston does. Man, he's pretty strong, and he was able to kind of get out of there, and then all of a sudden, man, it's on, and the play gets really, really long. A couple of those, we had a couple of guys run into each other, and you got receivers running downfield, and Winston's going to throw it out there now. He's just going to lay it up. Some of it, we were a little more pressure than we have in areas, and so now you're a little bit, you can be a little bit bare on the back end. You got to get to him. And we weren't able to quite get to him fast enough in some things. And so now you're getting strung out on the back end. And look, I thought Winston played an outstanding game. I thought he played a really, really big time game, you know, and made a ton of throws. And, you know, and that's what he's capable of. That's what he can do. I thought he played out of his mind. So, you know,
Big fact.
There's things we can clean up, but you're not always going to see that every week or get that every week. And those guys, boy, they came in to win this game. And we knew they would. They came in fighting, you know, credit those guys. Credit captain.
The field position today, you guys, I don't know how many times they were pinned inside their 20 on punts, and then Khalif had that big return just before halftime that can help you get over some points there.
Big time. Fox was outstanding today. I know there was 4 inside the 20. I don't know how many he had inside the 10. I mean, there had to have been, to your point, I mean, they're back there, backed up. That was going to need to be big for us, you know, because we knew those guys were going to lean on the run game. I mean, they almost ran it 40 times. We knew they would. They did it last week. And so I just thought Fox, man, was big time today. He did. He pinned them, and, you know, your defense runs out there and you're backed up. That gives you, it's a pretty good feeling. So it was big for us, the field position. We weren't always able to capitalize, but we were able to enough to win this game.
Dan, you've had several.
Yeah, we're going to end it there. So overall, man, it was a decent performance. I was happy with the comeback because, our playoff hopes was dwindling after being Super Bowl. You know, to me, I was predicting us to win the Super Bowl. I mean, over the last few weeks, we've been truly humbled, man. I've been humbled, man. I'm just hoping we make the playoffs at this point, man, to be able to make a good run at it because it's looking spooky, man. It's looking spooky out here, man. I don't know what's going on with golf. But golf is not looking like his typical self to me. Let's go over. I'm gonna show y'all some of the stats in this game, man. We'll start with Jared Goff, 279, 28 for 42, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, man. 6.6 average. That's terrible. That's not golf like, man. He's usually 10 or better for sure, average. 3 sacks for 22 yards. It just wasn't a great day, man. As you can see, he was outplayed by Jameis Winston. 366 yards, 10.2 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He caught a touchdown as well, broke fucking Barnes, tackle a linebacker, and got into the end zone, man. They better chew Barnes' ass out for letting him break a tackle and get in. That shit was crazy. We gave up 122 yards rushing on the ground. That's not horrible, man, but we like to stay under 100, but that's not bad. Gibbs put up 219 on the ground, 2 tutties. Mine only got 5 carries, 18 yards, man. They got to get him more carries. Then Gibbs had 45 yards through the air, 11 catches and 1 touchdown. And St. Brown had 149 yards and a touchdown, man. Solid game, man. Solid game. Great comeback. We absolutely couldn't lose this game. Dropping this game would have been a nightmare for us in the standings. And just trying to make the playoffs next. We got Green Bay. This is gonna be a tough game. We got it, but we got to figure out a way to pull it out. Let's see what they wrote in here, man. So Gibbs ran for a 69-yard touchdown on the first snap of OT and had a career high 264 from scrimmage, along with 3 scores, lifting Detroit Lions to a much-needed 34-27 win over the New York Giants on Sunday. He bailed us out in a big way. Detroit coach Dan Campbell said Giants interim coach Mike Kafka helped Kafka went for it on 4th and goal from the 6. His slumping team leading by 3 points instead of kicking the short field goal that would have forced Detroit to have to score a touchdown when throwing a complete pass to Theo Johnson to end a 14-play, 86-yard drive that took nearly 7 minutes off the clocks. We're trying to win the game, so we want to score as many points as possible, Kafka said. After coaching the second game in place of the fired Brian Dobo, we thought that was a place to be aggressive. Yeah, and I agree with this call, man. When you're on they're 2-9. They were 2-9 before that. 2-10 now, man. 0-7 on a away game. When you're a terrible team, like I don't forget OT, man. Like you want to ride the momentum that you put together to even be in a position to win the game. So I agree with the call. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way, man, but they had been completing everything on this up until that point. So I agree with the call, man. Overall, man, my Lions got a lot of work to do, man. They got a lot of work to do, man. Again, I'm incredibly nervous for this game on Thanksgiving. I got my preview video coming out shortly. From the Eagles game to this game, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed, man. I'm actually disappointed. We got a big challenge with Green Bay because they're well-rounded. They can do everything. They got a good defense. They got a good offense, good running game, good pass coverage, good pressure, Micah Parsons. They can do it all, man. They whooped our ass in week 1, so we gotta turn the tables on them. This go round on Thanksgiving. I'll come to you with the preview and let y'all know my thoughts on if we're gonna win or lose. Hey man, I appreciate everybody who tuned in, everybody who checking me out, man. Listen, my Lions, we got a tough road ahead, some great games coming up. We got 3 in a row that's extremely tough. We're going to start with Green Bay, then we got to play Dallas, then we got to play those Rams, man. Dallas got the most high-power offense right now, #1 ranked offense in the league. The Rams got the best record right now. They only got 2 losses on the season, best NFC record. And then you got Green Bay Packers, who I believe is the best team in the division right now, the most complete team, if they can just keep putting it all together. But, they have some mental lapses, and we have the opportunity to beat them. So it's going to be a tough road. Then we still got Chicago and Minnesota and Pittsburgh, man. We got a tough road if we want to make the playoffs, man. We can't lose more than 2 more of these games, man. And even 2 might be too much. But, hey, man, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Hey, my Detroit Lions, we're going to make the playoffs. Even if it's a wild card, I'm really hoping it's a wild card because I want us to have that fight, that dog, so we can run through the playoffs, man. BDB, NevaLoss Pod. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good one, man.